if you listen to the show regularly, you're probably smart enough to not overreact to anything this team does. That being said, if you woke up today and started checking flight and hotel prices for San Francisco in February, I ain't mad at you.
The Bears.
Bears get their first win of the season, now 1-2, after beating the Cowboys 31-14. Q, let me check your temperature real fast. Like, how did that win feel?
Felt good because we don't get that many wins around these parts lately. But I'm also cautiously optimistic because I've been let down by this team several times. I thought we reached a turning point last season when we beat the Panthers and Jaguars. We blew them out, and then we beat the Rams. So I think we reeled off 3 straight at one point last year. Rams, Panthers, and Jaguars, only to, what did we lose, 10 straight after that? So I'm cautiously optimistic because I've seen games where we've got the best of teams and won by a wide margin, and then we just let the fan base down. We didn't finish the job. So cautiously optimistic is how I would describe my temperature right now.
What about you? What was your favorite thing from this game?
What was my favorite thing? Winning. It's crazy because at some point, like coming out of halftime, I still felt super nervous. It was like I felt like, an abused person or something. No matter how good the team was playing, no matter how much momentum we had, it just felt like at any moment we could let go of the rope and let them back in the game. So the whole time I still had those butterflies in my stomach, like, keep it going, get another turnover, stop them again, score again. And then finally, when the clock, hit 0, I could finally really, really be excited. But I mean, it felt great to win and really control most of the game, on every side of the ball. So I had those mixed emotions up and down of, are we going to do it again? Are we going to blow it again? I felt like this, on Monday Night Football when we were playing the Vikings. Are we going to, implode again? So it felt good to finally get the dub. And it made me really happy, first of all, because Cowgirl fans can be so annoying. So it was great that we absolutely stomped them into the ground just to have a little bragging rights over that fan base. And secondly, it made me feel like, damn, I wish we would have won that Vikings game. Like, how much different being 2-1 would feel 1-2. Like, it was still like the Lions, we had no chance. Okay, they whooped us every way from Sunday. But that first game, it just felt like such a missed opportunity where we could be at the top of the division if we were 2-1, especially with with Green Bay absolutely getting embarrassed by the Browns. It felt like that opportunity had kind of slipped away. But I'm believing that we turned the corner and we've got some momentum going now, and everybody's confidence is up, and we're gonna take it from here.
So if I got a question, you said Cowgirl fans can be, they still pop their shit online? I thought they've been humbled the last couple of years.
You must not know any of them. No, humble is not. No, they don't know.
I must not run across them. I must not run across them. I've run across Cowboys fans. They've been humbled the last few years. They still got
no, babe. You know a different breed then, because it's always we them boys, and this is gonna be our year, and we're America's team. They still firmly believe that they are America's team. So
wow.
Yeah,
the ones I know have been. They still support, but they've been humbled. They're not talking crazy.
Nah, they may hate Jerry, and they may come down on Dak, and they'll do all that, but no, they still pop they shit. Trust and believe.
That's surprising.
Is it though? Is it surprising?
No, you're right. Good point.
I mean, you got one fan base that hasn't won since '96. Q, you are a part of a fan base that hasn't won since the '90s, and that fan base still pop they shit.
Hey, on me, be cool. Be cool.
I'm
First of all, right now we healing. We ain't talking to nobody. We ain't even watching it. We are healing. Bulls are healing. We minding our business. You ain't have to bring C-Red Nation up in this podcast. You had no right.
Bringing up the Bulls like he got a team, like he on bounce from team to team every year. Who is
right?
It
he
right
a homeless
now?
NBA fan. You a
Right.
homeless NBA
I
fan.
know he
That's not
not
true.
still sticking with 76ers. I know he not still sticking
You
with
about to
them.
get
That
deported.
process.
Right. You about to get deported. You do not have a home
'Cause
team.
what you talking about?
Let me call Trump on you real quick. Send ICE after you.
Hey, get ice up on him for real. We need to see some papers.
That's not true. Let's let's get into that good, bad, and ugly since you all are invoked Trump and you're starting to put out a bunch of mistruths and fake lies.
Tua Tagovailoa.
So let's get into
That's
our
y'all
good,
leader.
bad, and ugly.
How did
That
he
ain't
get
my
those
league.
syllables? First of all, oh my God. I don't want to get
That
too
ain't
much sidetracked, but
because he
how
can
did he get
barely
those
read.
syllables
He's at
that
like a
jumbled?
fourth grade level.
How did he get those syllables? Never mind. Let's just move on.
Let's get into our good, bad, and ugly from this game, man. We got a lot of good. This is my favorite type of reviews in which we got more goods than ugly. We got to come up with some uglies, but the goods are going to be plentiful. Let's kick it off, Tiff. Your good, the best thing from this game. What you got?
Like you said, it feels good to finally have a long list of goods. So I'll just say one that really kind of encapsulated the game for me. You know, we started out our first drive and we were 3-and-out. And it kind of felt like, Lord, here we go again. And as soon as Dallas got the ball, what were they doing? They were marching down the field. Williams was tearing us up. Long run. And it was just felt like, oh, they're about to go down here and score. They're about to have the momentum. The crowd's going to be sitting down. It just felt like, oh, please, not again. I can't take another Sunday afternoon like that. And then Tyreek Stevenson, who has gotten so much ire from us, from the fan base, from everybody, rightfully so. He came through in the clutch and ripped that ball right out of his hands, right out of his clutches. And it was like, at that moment, it felt like we ripped the win away from Dallas because it was such a deflating moment for them. And it was such an uplifting moment for us. And I was screaming and jumping around and cheering. And it just felt like after that, people eased in a little bit, like, okay, we can calm down, like we can do this, we can score. I believe we scored on that next draft. So like that was such an early turning point for me because again, the game kind of started off like shit, here we go again. And then Tyreek came in, snatched that shit out of his hand, stayed in bounds. I said, look at that boy, finally making a play that's worthy of being saluted. So I am going to give my good to Tyreek Stevens.
That's a real good one because Q, and when we did the preview, we said, going into this game, Tyreek had a terrible, god awful game in Detroit. All I saw was 29 in pursuit the whole game. He was chasing Amon-Ra St. Brown like the entire game. And this is the first game in which we know Jalen not going to play. He's got to be that guy in the secondary. And Tiff, I had that same feeling. Javonte Williams, he's scampering down the sideline. I'm like, come on, dog. I'm like, we gonna do this shit again. And he came up with a play that you expect Peanut to come up with. That was the type of momentum. See, we need big stuff like that because we know how this team is. We already know the character of this team. This team will quit on you. This team will quit. We saw it last year and stuff like that. That's how you swing momentums. Shout out to Tyreek. He stepped up when the moment arrived. Kid, we talked like in the preview. We said, man, if you're gonna do it now. But I was telling like, man, maybe you want to wait until week 6. But I ain't mad that you do it now. Not only that play, he had a big hit on Javonte later on in that first half when he cleaned his clock. He had a couple of pass breakups. Tyreek, I mean, I want to get him the game ball for the defense, but you have to share it with a couple other guys. I'm pretty sure you're gonna highlight him up to Q. What was your good from this game?
My good was Caleb Williams.
Hmm.
He's showing progress every week. I think even Tiff can agree with this. I wanted him to get that 300 yards. He finished just 2 yards shy. 4 touchdowns, no picks. On the season, 7 touchdowns, 1 interception. That is a touchdown to interception ratio any quarterback would take. And in the last 17 games, which is a full season, 25 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Definitely got to go with Caleb because I think he was a spark for the offense on that flea flicker, even though it was a trick play, and I think it caught Dallas by surprise. If you go back and watch that play, there was a defender right in his face. And without stepping up, he threw that ball. It went about 55, 60 yards in the air. That is some arm strength that I think a lot of people didn't realize Caleb had. And it was delivered on a dime to Luther Burden. Luther Burden.
Yeah, the good thing about what that play was crazy. I'm sitting right here in front of the TV. I'm like, oh shit. When they pulled it out, no diddy. When they pulled that play out, I was about to piss off because it felt like they was for to mess that play up. I'm like, bro,
It
you
looked like
couldn't do
it
it.
was
Can't.
going to be disaster.
DeAndre tried his best because I don't know who he
Man.
was tossing that to. He definitely
He-
tried.
It wasn't just Swift. Yeah, that lateral back from Swift was the highest lateral I've ever seen in my life. Like, bro, like
Highest,
bring it back.
Don't do
Right.
that again.
And the pressure.
Hey, Ben, put that back in your bag of tricks. Don't bring that one back out. That was close
Well,
to a
have
turnover. I
somebody
have
else
my
do
heart
it.
right there.
Have DJ
You could
do it or
tell.
something.
You could tell they're like, okay, we haven't done this a lot, and you could tell this team maybe not ready for that type of Broadway play. But hey,
Caleb said they've been practicing it all week,
it don't look like it.
and it was not working. He said they've been practicing it all week, and it wasn't working. And then I guess they still went with it. And
Well,
it
you know,
have
you playing
big
with,
balls for that
our
team.
defense.
He did.
Our defense is better than Dallas defense, so that it explains why it wasn't working in practice. Joe Tooney got blown up in that play. Q. That's how I saw the pressure coming through the left side, and DeAndre Swift, he took it to the left side, and he turned around through it. I'm like, oh man, this got bad intentions written all over it. But yeah, Q, you are right. Caleb Williams, his progression, the first 3 games of this season, where we played 2 teams last year that started the end of the season with 14 plus wins. He is 63% completion percentage on the season, 715 yards passing. As you already said, 7 TDs, 1 interception, 107 passer rating. And in this game, he had his career high passing rating. He's also got 16 carries for just under 100 yards and another rushing TD. The boy cooking.
So 8 touchdowns.
He catch a lot of shit, and it's mostly because of what he do with his nails and some of his temper tantrums and histrionics. But the progression is there. If you don't see it, it's because you're a hater. I'm just gonna call it like the Bears. But my good from this game, I'm gonna give it to the defense. We saw Dominique Robinson finally getting some snaps. He beat your boy Trey Guyton, easily get a sack. Dominique Robinson, preseason Hall of Famer. He's finally playing
a couple years.
Right. Finally playing in the games that actually count. Tyreek Stevenson, you already mentioned him. When I said he should get the game ball for the defense, but there were some other things. As player, the defense played on third quarter. Kevin Byard absolutely laid out Turpin along the sideline.
Loved it.
That's the type of stuff that you need. We talked about changing momentum, getting stuff to go in your way and creating the momentum for you to get into your groove. That's serving notice, because what happened when we got the ball back and that drive continued on the fourth, Caleb staring down a defender right in his face, threw another touchdown to send this game into halftime. That's the type of stuff right there. Serving notice. Pickens saw that. Pickens saw what happened to his homie, and what happened in the next time the Cowboys got the ball. He short-armed the catch along the sidelines, and where they end up, it ended up right in Tremaine Edmonds' hand. Right. Again, spinning momentum. Tremaine Edmonds had another pick later on in that game, and if you care about this type of stuff, defensive EPA, he was number 2 in all of NFL. Because he couldn't be number 1, because you already know who number 1 was. If you want to take a guess.
No, who's number 1?
A boy from the Minnesota Vikings. I think his name is
Isaiah Rodgers.
Yes. When you score 2 defensive touchdowns and force enough and have what I think he had 3 turnovers and scored 2 touchdowns.
I know he scored 2 long touchdowns, and they almost came like within the 5 minutes of each other, because I thought it was a replay when he was running up the field the second time.
That type of stuff you would never see. You never see again. But the game Tremaine Edmonds had, stutter. I don't even remember saying his name since he got signed with the Bears. But
No,
he
that's
had a
unfair
great game.
now. That's unfair.
It,
He
it is
no,
it is
that's
unfair.
unfair. Don't do him don't do the other Edwards like that. He just more low key than TJ, but he's had his impact. This definitely
Well,
was
I
like
mean,
a
He had a good year
I
the
don't.
first year he got signed, and he was quiet and invisible last year.
I mean, everybody was
It's
quiet
been
and
a while.
invisible last year. But yes, yes. I think this was a
All
coming out game
right,
for a
so
lot of people. I mean, Tremaine, I think Montez, I think he got his first sack of the year. Byard, he had that hit, and I think he had an interception. Like it just seemed like it was everybody's
he
coming
ended the
out game.
game.
Where, like we
He ended
about
the game.
to. Oh, he had his to end the game. Okay, I thought Tremaine got his second one to end the game. Yeah, but it's like everybody just felt like they were just felt like good vibe the whole day. Like, oh, you got you a interception, I'm finna give me one too, bro. Oh, you got yourself a good hit, I'm finna give me one too, bro. Like it just felt like everybody finally had their coming out where they were excited, where they were, playing hard and not letting themselves say, here we go again. Like even if Dallas started driving the ball, it was like we weren't losing hope and momentum. Cause like Q said, they will give up. They have given up in the past. And it just felt like this
Yeah.
time, maybe because we kept the lead the whole game, and maybe because Caleb and the offense were playing so well, it just felt like everybody was like, I'm about to show out this game. I mean, I think Komet had his first touchdown of the season. Rome got him a couple. I mean, I think Loveland got hurt, but he had a decent long play. It just felt like, DJ got his first touchdown of the season. He looked happy on the sidelines for once, hugging or
One.
Caleb hugging him, whatever. So that was good to see. It just felt like good vibes the whole game.
All right, so like we said, there's so many good takes from this game. We didn't even mention the offensive line, in particular, Braxton Jones.
Swift
We
had
didn't
finally
mention
had a
Luther
long
Burton.
breakout run. He had like a 40-yarder.
I think that was a
Screen.
screen pass.
That was screen.
Yeah.
I think we've named a lot of them. I think, and this kind of bleeds into my bad or ugly or whatever, but, we were continuing to let Dallas march down the field, but we were holding them to field goals. So, at least that was some level of good. I think Zacchaeus, isn't that his last name?
Yep.
Yeah, he had some good catches. Let me tell you, the good for me was him flying through the air when DJ made that touchdown though, because he's gonna be a meme now. He's already everywhere. And it was so funny because somebody said they're not used to celebrating touchdowns yet.
Disrespectful.
they gotta work on their celebration. They hadn't had much chance, but that was still a highlight for me because he was really, really excited.
The thing about that is he's been doing it since college. He's always flying through the air doing a touchdown
But
in the
missing,
end zone when someone score.
people.
You
Well,
got
he
him.
need
They
to
got him
stop
doing
before
that.
he hurt himself. I didn't realize that was his thing. He needs to. He think he's Spider-Man. Who was the other one that think he's Spider-Man? Kyler.
Tyler
They need
Gordon.
at least he
Yeah,
flip
you
and
know
land
how
on his
these
feet.
Gen Z are. You know
Yeah,
how
we
these
need
Gen
him to
Zers.
relax a little
They.
bit.
I did want to before we get to our bet, I did want to point out this thing again. Q. I asked you in the preview, scale of 1 to 5, will this be Braxton Jones' best game this season? And I said 5. He was cold on it. He was like, nah, I still don't see it. I don't have no belief in Braxton. And you shouldn't. Not only did Braxton have his best game this season, he had his best game of his career, Q. From next gen stats, that's where I'm getting this from. Braxton Jones became the 4th left tackle this season to not allow a single pressure in the game.
Wow.
And
Wow.
and for context, in the first 2 weeks, he allowed 12 on 79 pass blocking attempts. We get it. We know it was against the Dallas Cowboys. It's against Eberflus. I think Eberflus blitzed like 9 times in total. And they're not going to create a lot of pressure from their front four. But still, I'm clapping it up on homie Braxton. It don't matter who run up on you, whether it be a shorty, a little 12-year-old, or the biggest homie on the block. You gotta give him the same type of energy. And Braxton, he did what he's supposed to do.
He balled. I was going to point
Exactly.
out. I was going to point out Tooney and Dahlman. They really controlled the line of scrimmage along the interior, and yeah, like you said, I know it's the Cowboys, but the Cowboys actually acquired a pretty good interior lineman in Kenny Clark. I know he got hurt early, but Kenny Clark was never really a threat. The Cowboys interior, Caleb operated from a clean pocket, and especially didn't have much pressure up the middle. So I want to shout out Tooney and Dahlman. That's looking like money well spent.
Before we move on, we drag him all the time. We find a reason to drag him every episode. It seems like Ryan Poles, his signings, they paid off this week. Everybody had a good game that he brought in. Keep it up. Q, kick it off. What was the bad from this game?
The bad, Tiff already alluded to it. I hope I'm not stealing your point, but um, there was too many yards per carry, and Javonte Williams had too many holes. I apologize, Tiff, but I had to get this one off. I need Grady Jarrett and Dexter to be more stout at the point of attack. I need them to be more stout at the point of attack because the Cowboys interior really controlled the Bears interior along the trenches. I felt like the Bears did better against outside runs, but inside, I need Grady and Dexter to step it up.
Remember I said in my good, the servant notice right before the half, you had Byard smack up Turbin, and then they turned around and put another touchdown on the board right before halftime. I was concerned about how this team showed up coming out of the half, because what we did last week, the first play out of half was a flag. I think this week I was also like cautious just by that. They came out. The first time they got the ball in the third quarter, they had no problem running the ball on us, and none of that game, and that is a cause for concern because Dallas offensive line, they're already down there. They were down their center coming into this game, and I just saw a report that their offensive guard, Guyton, they're losing him for a while because he got hurt in the game. So they're down 2/5 of the starting lineup, and they're still opening up holes to let Javonte Williams, who's on his third team, Q. He's got talent, but he's playing on like a rebuilt leg. Like how is he getting funky on our defense?
That's the best Javonte Williams I've ever seen. I've never seen him. If
Exactly.
he was running like this, he'd still be in Denver.
Shout out to RJ Harvey, and J.K. Dobbins. But yeah, yes, I know we're down Jalen Williams, and talk about him in a minute. We're down Kyler Gordon, we're down TJ Edwards. Still got to make plays, guys. We still got to get into our run fits, get off blocks, and wrap people up. Tiff, what's your
Well,
bad?
since Q stole my bad, and it was probably on purpose, because I didn't want to have to say nothing negative about Caleb. I really didn't. I had my bad as the defense couldn't stop the run and all these things, but you both want to take the point that I was going to take and both say it. So now I have to once again be the one who says a little bad if
Oh,
we
stop it. You know you wanted to do it.
no, I didn't. No, my notes. We got all kind of defensive stuff on here, okay? But you all just do kept talking about it. I will say a bad for me, and this is to dovetail off of Vince's point. We're still missing key pieces on our defense, and like we need them back, bro, because we're not playing Dallas every week, and at times the defense, we had third and long several times and we couldn't get off the field. We had some fourth down where they converted. Like when we're playing Dallas, that's okay. Like when we're playing these better teams, that's not going to be okay. So I think that is a bad for me that we really need to get our defense whole. We're not going to have Jalen, but we need to get it as whole as we can, and we need to get off the field when we can. But just quickly on the offensive side, just a little, we're continuing to see improvement in Caleb. And the next step that I would really love to see is not missing on those easy throws. He was amazing with the bombs, with the hardest throws and those simple, wide open throws, he was still missing a lot. So just that little critique on him, I don't know if it's nerves, I don't know what it is, but it seems like if they wide open and it's a shorter pass, it's not happening. The easy passes aren't happening, but the tough passes, he's absolutely killing it. And he had an amazing day, best game by far of his career, in my opinion. So shout out to him. But those are kind of those things. Again, when we're playing those better teams, those are the things that matter. So, continue to hit those big plays and those really hard shots that make us realize why he was the first pick. But let's hit those simple, easy, shots as well.
No, actually, that was my bad too, Tiff. Caleb.
See what Q made me do? Made me preempt. See, this why
What
I
you
always
wanted to do.
the editing always make me look like I'm anti-Caleb, but y'all really be setting it up.
The editing? Whoa. You blaming me? You blaming me?
Editing. That sounds.
Where the
That sounds
FCC
like
chairman? Where the FCC chairman? This is
you.
really the. You know what? He needs to get involved.
You
He got his
sounded
nose.
like one of
He
the.
got his nose and everything else. FCC chairman, look into this.
You sounded like one of them Charlie Kirk defenders. He's
Look
not
into
racist.
it.
Everything's
Definitely.
taken out of context. They
Look
edit the
into
clip
it.
to make him see racist. I say a lot of nice things about blacks. Yeah, sure. You say a lot of
Context.
nice
Did
things
you
about
look at the
Caleb.
full context? Is it taken out of
There you
context?
go. Put your little
Even
red hat
when
on.
you hear the
Turning
full
point
context,
Tiff.
it's even worse.
I've heard
When
enough.
you take it out of context.
Hey, edit her name to Turning Point Tiff.
Boy, do not. Do not. Do not.
My bad was also going to be Caleb Williams because
If you don't take
for
that off of
one,
here,
that's funny.
we just falling out. Let me see. Let me do y'all since that's so funny. Oh, I can't. Oh yeah. Oh no, I can't change yours. I was about to change. Boy, you
Exactly.
lucky I can't change yours, Q. I was about to change yours real quick. Ooh, you lucky. Cause he really just having a full key about that. Okay.
In any case, Caleb Williams, he was 19 of 28. We got on his case about being probably the number one reason why the Bears fell apart in that first game against the Minnesota Vikings. His accuracy in the second half was just bad. It wasn't where it needed to be, especially for somebody in his second season, especially for somebody who was crowned a phenom, especially for somebody who was number one pick in the draft. A lot of his passes was sailing in that game, and guess what? That came over to this game as well. Sailing passes. Because they won the game, I'm not going to do too much on them, but one pass in particular, you got to get under. You got to bring that in because Coastal Loveland wouldn't be hurt today if Caleb wasn't throwing passes too high. I'm just gonna keep it real with you. We've seen that from quarterbacks throughout the generations. Troy Aikman got a lot of people killed while he was winning Super Bowls. Yeah, you remember the Super Bowls, but a lot of people got that CTE because he was throwing balls too high over the middle of the field. And guess what? Colson, he's a big guy, but he gonna have that hip stinger for the rest of the season.
Irvin's career end trying to catch a Aikman errant pass?
I don't think Aikman threw that pass. But yes,
Okay.
that is how his career ended. We got to get the accuracy issues down. Yes, I loved the amount of a touch he was able to put on that deep ball to Luther Burden. Yes, I love the rope he put that first pass to Roma Dunze, but it's the intermediate passes that he's still kind of struggling with, especially the ones on the quick outs. So they're not consistent enough. We need to see the consistent growth in that area because you don't want to see anybody else get hurt from trying to stretch out and create an easy target for some of these defenders. All right. So the ugly. Should I start with that or you know what? No, Tiff, lead us into our ugly. What's the worst thing from the Bears 31-14 win?
it was such a great, uplifting win. It was hard to find something to put in the ugly category. But if I had to, I would say our pass rush, which, even though Montez got his first sack and we had some decent plays, it's still comparatively non-existent to the rest of the NFL. And I don't know what we're gonna do to make that a little bit better, but we got to put like that. At times, he just had all day to sit back there, and they didn't have many players on the offense, so thankfully he wasn't able to do much down the field and things like that. But we know CD got hurt, so if he was out there, would that have been different? We just got to put more pressure on these quarterbacks. Our pass rush has to do a lot better than it's been doing.
What about you, Q? Worst thing from the win.
Not to be nitpicky, but Rome Odunze, you was drafted top 10. You got to make those tough catches. I'm getting a little concerned. Week 1, he missed out on a 50-50 ball. I can't remember if he did the same thing week 2, but there should have been 5 touchdowns thrown by Caleb. Went in Rome's hands. He got dislodged when he got hit by the defender. When you're a top 10 pick and you're number 1 receiver, and I'm declaring him the number 1 receiver on this offense now, you got to come down with those. I mean, nitpicky because I think he still had a good game. He kicked off the scoring he made Trayvon Diggs look stupid on the jam. Like, that was a
And
great
did.
release. That
And
was a
did.
great release on that 9 route. But at the same time, come on, Rome, let's haul those in. Let's be the big time receiver you're trying to become, because the other big time receivers, they're going to make those catches.
Yeah, if he catches that pass, I'm not mad going into Sunday Night Football because I know my slip gonna hit because the over that I said was a lock was already cashed for this game. I was so mad. Him dropping that pass made me have to root for the Cowboys to score at the end of the game, and the Cowboys had ended that game with two straight interceptions. So imagine that. Yeah, Rome, you got to pull that pass, and it hit you right in the hands. He was looking directly at the pass. That goes back to our talk about consistency. It ain't just Caleb who got to be more consistent. You got everybody around. We got to see more. We got to see the same type of plays from Darnell, who the offense was better. And the penalties, like a straight game of reduction from what they had in week 1. I think they only had 4 flags this game.
And 2 of them was
Darnell
on
Wright,
Darnell.
that's
At
correct.
least 2 of
Darnell
them.
Wright. He got to get his act together, but shout out to him for playing through an injury. In between that 9-minute, 19-play drive, the Bears ran the ball 11 straight times. Let me tell you about those 11 straight runs. We had DeAndre Swift for 2 yards. Caleb Williams, I'm not happy about him, having design runs, but Caleb Williams for 7. DeAndre Swift for 4. DJ Moore for 2. DeAndre Swift for 4. Luther Burden for 7. Caleb Williams for 5. DeAndre Swift for 4. DeAndre Swift for 2. Cal Monungai, -8. I like the attempt. I did not like the result on that one. Miss
Learn, it's the
Monungai.
NFL.
Oh yeah, nah.
You got to go
I
north.
like the heart of trying to fight through it, but Brody,
Hey, you not playing Maryland. You're not back at
please
Rutgers. You're not playing Maryland in the
give it
new
up,
Big Ten
sir.
team. Yeah, you
Please
got
go
you got to
down.
get down. I like
It would
the
have been
effort of,
way better if you would have been down before you tried to spin out.
man. If after you break that first tackle, if it's not there, just get down, get back to the line of scrimmage.
After he lost 8 yards, Ben Johnson said, "You know what? All right, that's enough. I'm done trying to embarrass the Dallas defense with run after run after run." The point I'm making with this is, you heard all these 3 yards in a cloud of smoke type of plays. 2 from DJ Swift, who was our number 1 running back. Caleb Williams, I don't want him running the ball in design runs, especially in doing option runs that no one believes Caleb is going to do that. So let's not even put him in that situation. Caleb is a good athlete, not a
He
great
is
athlete. Don't put
agreed.
him in a situation where he's got
So
doing option runs.
you're not a fan of the design quarterback runs for Caleb Williams?
No, Not for Caleb. No, Caleb can get out of some trouble. He's got that ability. But the design runs, I don't need to see Caleb. I don't need another design run after what I saw on that 3rd and 4th down last week. Don't need to see it again. DJ Moore had 0 effect running the ball. DJ Moore has
I don't
0
like the
effect running the ball.
design
I don't
run
like the
plays
fact
for him. That's who I don't like design run plays for.
I
Caleb,
see. I
I
think
get
that's
because the risk is too high, but I don't love the DJ run plays
see.
either.
I think Caleb is a slightly more elusive, better athlete than Pay gives him credit for. So I don't mind the occasional design quarterback run. What had my kind of heart skip was when he lowered his shoulder on one of those
mm-hmm.
runs. Like, man, Caleb, don't get crazy. These
Even
NFL
get down, bro.
defenders,
Get down, please.
because this is
They
not
can't
something
wait to
he's used
tee
to
off on
doing.
you.
yeah.
Please get down. Enough.
Not only that, it's a difference between a running back lowering his shoulder and maybe incurring a sprained shoulder. You put a harness on that, he could continue playing. Any little injury to a quarterback shoulder, you can't play. You can't just put a harness on a slightly separated shoulder and go out and sling the ball around. So it's a difference. And Tiff, to your point with the DJ Moore design carries, some of me part of me maybe thinks that's in a way to appease DJ, get the ball in his hands, because DJ and Caleb still don't seem to have the greatest
He
chemistry.
wants that ball thrown to him. He wants to be the receiver he's been his whole career. Let's be clear. Because,
No,
you
I
know,
I, I I definitely agree,
maybe
but
he wore the
w-
orange shoes like, bro, do you know where I am on the field? Do you see me? Let me stand out and put my orange shoes on because I'm here. Hello.
I don't think DJ has had a double digit reception game in the Caleb Williams era. Not he
Would
hasn't
bet
had
he
one of those
had
big, huge
over
games
100
like
yards.
he had, huh?
Bet he hasn't had over 100 yards. Or if he did, he had to have one really long bomb play that put him
That is
over.
that is a good question. I wonder if he has had a 100-yard game in the Caleb Williams era. I think he had one last year. I want to say he had one, but if he's had one, it ain't been two. I know that for sure. And he ain't had the dominant games like he had with Justin out there. Justin and DJ had great chemistry.
Our running situation is not great. That was the basis of my point. DeAndre Swift, for we saw running back injuries yesterday. James Conner, and some other ones. We know it's a time bomb. Also with Swift, we came out of camp with not a lot of running back depth. Roshan, you can't depend on him whatsoever. Cal Monungai, he's going to be a work in progress. We got Luther Burden
Roshan
in the
was active
backfield.
yesterday.
Yeah, I don't care. Even when he's active, he's inactive.
He was
You
playing
got
special teams.
Luther. Get him out of here. I'm about done with that experiment too. You got Luther Burden lining up in the backfield. You got DJ Moore lining up in the backfield. You got Caleb, run as still as our leading rusher after 3 games. So I'm not liking the trend that we're having as far as running the ball. We got to get that. We got to get that we got to get that fixed, because about what we know about Ben Johnson's desire for his offense is to run the ball, is to have play action passes, and to control the clock. We got to stump on that. I figure that part out, right? We got through our good, bad, and ugly. Let's do a little overtime. Jalen Johnson, the Bears have decided he's going to have surgery to correct his core muscle injury, and it is possible that he can return sometime this season. Yeah, we talked about in the last episode that earliest he can
That
return is week
sounds
8.
painful. That sounds painful and invasive. That sounds very, extremely optimistic at best case scenario. We we 2.5 months from December. Like, yeah, I don't see it. I'm not counting on Jalen to come back. It would be wonderful if he came back, but I really just want to tell bro, see you in 26.
Yeah.
Don't mess yourself up more.
I don't see it, especially this not basketball where the season gonna be, 6, 7 months long. Like we're in the fall now at this point. And obviously, right, he came back too early this time and look what happened. So, it's not bro, It's not that serious. I don't want to see him doing no more of his cooking show and all that. Let's be clear. Let's put all that on the shelf until you come back. But nah, go ahead and take your time, bro, and be fully healthy when you come back. Because again, that injury sounds hideous to me. And obviously,
Yeah, that sounds
yeah,
invasive.
like they talk about
And
meat
the way
ripping
he
off the
described it,
bone and all this. Like, no, bro.
yeah, come on,
Yeah,
yeah. I don't want to see him get hurt worse. This is a physical game. Your muscles are falling off the bone like you being marinated. I'm
like Ramsey Bolton got to him. No, man, we don't need no flayed football players. No, bro. No. Keep your meat on the bone, please. No. I'm not gonna say pause, but you all do whatever you have to do.
you don't have to say pause.
I know.
We can't make
He a Martha Stewart? He got a cooking show?
He got look. I
What
don't
is
know
it, on TikTok?
the show, but he thought. Oh, you must not follow him on Instagram.
Yeah, I never.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah,
don't
he
think I
does
do.
like little cooking reels. And he'll like not have a shirt on with his little. with his
well, he's starting to
what's
OnlyFans.
the thing?
Jalen,
Oh,
back
man.
on that.
And he'll be out.
Jalen, you said you was rehab. Oh my
He'll be
God.
doing making
Now I know how
tacos
bro
and
hurt
all
that
this, and
groin.
then he have his big
He
voice
out here
on.
thirst trapping.
When he recording it, he be like, and then you add a little sage. It's like, bro, stop it, please. You gotta look it up.
So I don't need to see that. He's out here thirst trapping again.
He
I
don't
thought he
always.
said
He
he was a
doesn't always
recovered
not
sex
have a
addict.
shirt on. He don't always not have a shirt on, but he's always cooking up some. I forget what he calls the little segment, but yeah, no,
He trying to get y'all to slide in them DMs. That's what he trying to do.
I don't know who that
I done
is.
cooked you some food. Come on over. My shirt. Yeah, he trying to get y'all to slide in his DMs. That's
He's
what he
trying
doing.
to get somebody to do something. Maybe his little addiction then came back, or maybe that's the way that's been the way he copes
Come
with his
on.
addiction. He had sage. He uses sage instead of Stex now. Okay, so hey, whatever.
I see how that groin muscle done torn off the bone
Period.
and why his core is all
Period.
shredded.
He was making some tacos, eating some tacos, had a rough night.
It's gonna be fine.
Why don't you follow your players? Why don't you follow your players?
I'm glad you asked me that, Tiff, because for one, we got our quarterback.
Nah, I don't follow Caleb. I
He's
don't follow
incredibly.
I'm not following
It's hard-
Caleb.
see-
That man had a flower in his hair
Yeah, I'm
one
not
day.
following
I'm
Caleb.
definitely not following him. I'm not doing that nonsense.
See,
Yeah,
see,
the good player.
Our quarterback
and-
is extremely pretty, and then you got Jalen Johnson, our best defensive player. He's thirst trapping. I don't know what's happening to my favorite team, but
and you know what?
this new millennium is crazy.
I gotta ignore my younger family members. I don't like being social media friends with the 20-somethings. And a lot of our players are 20-something. It's just a big pot of nonsense on their page. A big bowl of nonsense. Yeah, I'm not too into following our players. And Jaquan Brisker, that's another player I like. But man, it's put up or shut up. I don't want to hear about what should have been done and all this and that. And so no, I'm not big into following our players because I don't need nothing to. What y'all say? DPMO? Don't piss me off. DPMO.
Yeah, I follow the ones. I don't follow everybody, but I follow the ones that got some sense. Like I follow Rome. He's pretty benign. DJ, like he a family man, so he ain't posting no crazy shit. Jalen, like I said, it ain't nothing crazy, but he did start his little cooking reels. I don't know if he was just really bored in the off season. Maybe he not doing it no more. He better not be doing it now. You need to be recovering, sir. We don't want to see nothing but recovery. But yeah.
Last thing, anybody with two pairs of eyes that's been watching the Bears generally watches football.
I only got one pair of eyes. I only got one pair
of eyes too. Maybe he got eyes in the
bad.
back of his head. He using this figurative as real, but that was optimism there. Okay.
It was a Freudian slip, and you know Trump can't spell Freud.
Okay.
Anyway,
I do
anybody
hate
with eyes that
like Trump though.
No.
Anybody with two eyeballs knew that the Bears is going to break out against this Eberflus defense. One, because you don't even got to be on a team to know what Eberflus is going to show you. He's going to stay in zone. He's got 3 different variations of cover 3. He's got a couple different variations of cover 2. He's not going to send the house at you too often. We understand what's going to happen. If we know it, I knew the team knew it. And I know damn well Ben Johnson knew it. You know, out of the last 7 times Ben Johnson has seen the Eberflus defense, he scored 35 times.
Yeah, and I mean, to add on to that, we just saw the Giants the week before hang, what, 40 on them? Like, the Giants, you already know. They don't score more than 6 points a game. Like, Russ has looked washed the whole season, but he had like 400, 500 yards against them. So I know Ben Johnson was watching that tape. Like,
Russ came alive for that 1 week.
yeah, I know Ben was like, this is the resuscitation we gonna need right here. We know exactly what's about to happen. And it came to pass. So thank you to the Cowboys. I really do appreciate them bringing us back to life.
And speaking of Eberflus, did any of you all catch pregame talk where they had the interview with Eberflus and detailed what he said? Did y'all hear what he said? Mighty bold. Did you?
I just heard he
So
said he
Eberflus
loved his
said,
time in Chicago. I didn't hear anything crazy.
well, he also said that he knew all the players' strengths and weaknesses very intimately. And he knows the offense well because he was in those meetings, and he knows things about Caleb and the defense because he coached that defense that would help with Dallas's preparation for the week, and that he was eager to tell Schottenheimer. Oh, phone fell. Got a steroid showing.
Oh,
Got the honey pack in the background. Look at
steroids in the
he got he got he got all his Liver King supplements on camera right now. Got the Cialis. Get it together. All the good stuff.
He ain't expected to be like, maybe don't have it right off camera next time. Goodness.
Oh, that boy ready.
You all are walking
Monday Night
liability.
Raw.
What is that camera
Monday
set up
Night Raw.
for? What is going on?
Yeah, but I found that hilarious. And then 3 hours later, Eberflus gives up
He
31
got
points. But
dog walk.
the fact that he was eager to tell Schottenheimer all that he knew about the Bears. And he proved exactly that he knew nothing about the Bears. He showed his ineptitude with it by installing the game plan.
Yeah.
That's why Eberflus is no longer head coach of the league.
Yeah,
He probably won't be a defensive coordinator too much longer if his teams give up 40 points.
He's not gonna be a defensive
And
coordinator
then
for
third
them
one.
too much longer. Because you know Jerry gonna want somebody head to roll. Regardless if he gutted the defense. Because I guarantee
I was gonna say Jerry's head needs to be rolling. That's the head that needs to roll.
Because Eberflus thought he was coming in with Micah and all these other pieces. No, sir. Good luck. So, yeah, Eberflus, I don't foresee him making it the full season.
I just thought it was funny that Eberflus thought he was really spilling the tea to Schottenheimer.
He tried. Did not.
Boy, if you don't sit your goof ass down, you don't know nothing.
He tried. Don't know nothing.
The Cowboys play zone 87% of the game. 87% of the game against the Bears. And as you all saw, that don't work against Caleb, Rome, and the rest of this squad, especially against Ben Johnson. They were ready to cook it, and I need that same energy to travel to Vegas and do it again before they go into a bye.
Yeah, I hate that we have such an early bye, but we got to go in with a good vibe. So we going out to Vegas. Hey, everybody stay in the hotel, no slots, no nothing. Let us do the partying, okay? You all stay where you're supposed to be, and we look forward to seeing a dub.
Bear down, Tiff.
Y'all see Club Dub. It's no more. Not doing Club Dub.
Yeah, I hated that. Somebody was like, who was it? Tremaine? Somebody was like, man, where the music at? Turn the music on. I kind of hate that. Let them have Club Dub. Man.
You know what? That was the highlight of the Nagy era. You know what? That was some fun times in the
It
Nagy era. That club
was.
dub.
It was. Let those boys. I mean, goodness, it's the first win in since last season. Let them boys part. I mean, you don't gotta call it club dub, I guess, but why not?
No. Tiff. The Bears are 2-2 in the last 4 games.
I
Bear
said since
down.
last season.
2025,
Okay.
2-2.
Well, cool. Let them boys party.
Let them
Bear
party.
down.
Let them party, baby.
Bear down.
Relax.
Thanks for listening to this latest episode from the Frustrated Chicago Sports Fan Channel. Don't matter if you listen to this on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or watch it on Twitch or YouTube. Make sure you like, subscribe, share with a friend, hit the notification bell so you never miss a drop. And to all the guys from Chicago, we say 3 things. Bear down, go Cubs go, and sell the team, Jerry.